and welcome back to Ironing Out the Kinks with Luke and Chelsea. We have been away for a while.
We have been AWOL.
So, why have we been away?
We did the thing of the sex and the practicing making babies, and we made a baby.
We did. We had a baby, and it wasn't smooth sailing, so we had to have a bit more time away whilst we dealt with that, but everything's good. 2 became 3, and everyone's happy and safe.
Yeah.
So that's enough of baby talk. Let's talk about the making of babies. So yeah, welcome back, and God, it feels good.
Yep.
It's been a while. It's been a while. We've been like, we need to get back, but God, it's good.
Should we just kick right off?
Let's just fucking kick off.
All right. So top 100 kinks.
Yeah.
And we're starting with a nice easy one, cream pies.
Oh, okay. I thought we were doing the other one first, so.
No. No.
Okay, so cream pies. Tell us about a cream pie, because I'm hungry as well.
So I do not have the definition in front of me, but I think we all kind of know what a cream pie is. It is probably one of the most common cliche things you'll see in porn.
Yeah.
And it is simply ejaculating either on a pussy or ejaculating in a pussy and pulling out and seeing it.
I always find it like strange in porn, because I watch it sometimes. If it comes up and it's there, I'm like, oh yeah, that's hot. But in real life, when I've just finished, I'm like, I don't need to see that. Yeah, not that I'm like, you're disgusting, but it's like, okay, we've done that stuff now. Let's do what we do next. Let's cuddle, or like, let's go out, or whatever we're doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So why do you reckon people fucking love watching that?
I just think it's a perfect, I don't know how to explain it actually. It's like a perfect show of what you've just done. Yeah. It's like the perfect ending, the perfect bang outing. Whereas like you could, come inside a woman or man and that be done with it. You can't see like you got the fruits of your labour almost. I feel there's something in that for me.
Do you like watching cream pie stuff?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Fair. I wasn't. You looked at me like I was going to like shame you or something. Like, yeah, I do. What's your fucking problem?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I get it. I think it's like, for me, from what I see, it's like bodily fluids. Like you say, it's the bit you don't really see normally. So that's where porn, we're concentrating on this in porn, the porn mindset of it, but like it's the thing you don't get to see, and like porn is often like the fantasy thing that you don't normally get to see. Yeah. So getting to see it and being like, oh, that's what that looks like. And yeah, it's like the efforts of sex have created this like sticky, gooey mess. And bodily fluids, people like bodily fluids. We all do.
Well, depends.
Yeah, unless you're a fucking loser. But yeah, no, I think it's a sick one. I think it's pretty common.
Yeah, I'd say so. Women don't get to see it as often, I will say that.
Yeah, fair.
So we see it more in porn or our own homemade videos.
Because if we put this on social media, there was a thing of like, do you remember when we were talking about, I can't remember what we were talking on an episode about like, women don't get to see it. Yeah. And women were like, why don't you just look down?
Oh my God,
and there was
the
so
amount
many
of backlash I got of that.
Use a mirror. So, I'm always just cracking a mirror out for a fuck, you idiots.
I know if anyone's listening to this that had an issue with what I said in that clip or on that episode, I mean, I cannot see what's happening when I am on my back. There is absolutely zero way. I don't understand how people would just like, look down. Look down where? I cannot see down my body, down my like vaginal crack, and then around and see what's going on in there. Yeah, I can look down and kind of see a cock going in and out. But yeah, the views are completely different. And everyone was just like, there were some men saying, oh, this is typical lazy women just laying on their back, pillow princess. I'm like, fucking hell, guys. I'm just saying I can't see it go in and out.
Yeah. Like we just had every contortionist in the world basically say to us, no, you can just like bend yourself around.
Yeah.
Like Mrs. Incredible, just wing your head round and watch. Like,
that's it. And the whole reason we were talking about that is because we were talking on the topic of mirrors being a kink. And then people were like, well, why don't you just use a mirror? I'm like, if you listen to the freaking episode, we're talking about why
You're
mirrors.
much calmer about those things than I am. I go fucking mental. I'm like, look at this dickhead, like thinks that they've not listened. They don't get it.
Yeah,
and
you got a bit argumentative back.
Yeah, it pisses me off. It pisses me off because I hate stupid people.
I think one of your comments were back to a bloke called like Barry or something. He was like, shut up. Imagine a woman having to say Barry as she climaxes.
Yeah, that got a lot of likes. His comments did not get a lot of likes. But anyway, we've gone down a rabbit hole.
We've gone down a rabbit hole there. So, but coming back to my original point, it's more of unless a woman is watching it in porn, we don't really get to see that.
No.
Again, but unless I like seeing it in porn.
Unless you're in a group or a
contortionist.
Or a contortionist, yeah. But yeah, so I think it's a pretty...
I think there's a kind of like a degradation part to it as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be really crude when I say this, but a guy using like, whatever you want to call it, a cum rag or a sock or a tissue or something, you basically using the woman as that, and it's her problem to deal with it after. So there might be an element of that in it.
Yeah, some people like
the use of a woman just to, same way as sex really, you can degrade someone during sex, but there might be an element of that as well.
But it's like the finish. It's like the I'm done with you now.
Yeah.
And you're like a sticky mess and I'm good. We do this and people are like, oh yeah, listen, and I like really like I learn stuff and it's interesting, and sometimes you guys are funny sometimes, but I always get turned on. I'm sat here now like I get a bit turned on. Oh Jesus. This has been too long for us. We haven't talked about this enough.
No.
We still talk about sex quite a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think we can't really hammer that one too much.
No, we can't.
I think it's one of those things, if you're going to practice it yourselves, be safe. Obviously, practicing making babies makes babies, believe it or not. And yeah, like have fun with it a little bit.
Yeah.
If it's what you're into. I think from the man's point of view, it's visual, but from the women's point of view, it's much more than that, which is like a really cool thing.
Yeah.
Like you get to feel it. You get to like...
It's also the knowledge of what's just happened, and it makes you feel a little bit like, one, either I've done my job right, or two, I'm a little bit worthless right now.
Oh, I didn't think you were going there, but yeah, I like that. I mean, the whole like, again, a good thing that we enjoy, I really enjoy, is like just before we go out, have sex, come inside you, and then I know you've got to kind of sit with that in your underwear when we're going somewhere nice.
Well, yeah, I didn't think about that. A completely different element. You've got the end element of it, but you've also got the what do you do next with it. Some people might just go clean up and get in bed and have a cuddle, or say goodbye to the person in bed, or there's the flip side where you go, right, I don't want you to clean up, I want to put your underwear back on and we're going out. Yeah,
you're gonna have to sit in this and be reminded of what we just did. And that's like, again, that kind of goes into like future foreplay.
Yeah.
You're like sat there thinking about how naughty that was and how dirty that was, and like how dirty you feel now, and like I'd be sat there looking at you knowing that that's how you're feeling. Doing it to myself again.
I can see.
Okay, so what we got, that's cool. I think we've hit that on all angles. What's next?
So next we are moving on to a little bit more of a risque one.
Risque?
I
say more unique.
Unique, yeah. Specific. It's called macrophilia.
Okay, and what is macrophilia?
So macrophilia, I will read you the definition of it. Macrophilia is a fascination or sexual fantasy involving giants, most commonly expressed as giantesses.
Giantesses, yeah.
Which may encompass either gender, as well as giant objects. Now, here's an interesting fact for you. In 2023, the giantess kink was found to be the most popular kink searched on the website Clips for Sale. Which is really interesting. The most popular.
Well, that's when we were researching this. Obviously, I jumped into a new avenue for me, which is Reddit. We've got a Reddit now, Ironing Out the Kinks, and it's just a place people can go and submit and talk, do all of that kind of good stuff. But I had a look at it, and the page for like macrophilia and the different sort of giantess stuff was banging, was like popping.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people
busy,
on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's I get it now. So I spoke to somebody on there. Oh, I get it. I understand it, because it's not, again, something that buys into my sort of kink style. But speaking to people on there, like, it's interesting.
Yeah.
And how popular it is and why it's so popular. And I reckon a lot of it, not according to this guy who's actually done research on it, he has studied it.
Okay.
I know, interesting, because anyway. Do you remember Futurama?
Obviously.
Death by Snu Snu?
Ah, Snu Snu.
With the giant women planet?
Yeah.
And like Fry and the captain, whatever his name was, is like really happy but sad because they're going to die, but they're really happy because they're dying from sex and then sad. I think that could be like something.
Yeah.
That's what I thought of. But anyway, so to give you an understanding of why, this guy's giving me a very sort of brief understanding, and it's quite scientific.
Okay.
But I'll say you what he said, and then we'll kind of dissect how I see it. So it's more about an internal world. It's a fantasy world that they create, and the sexual part of it comes from a desire to express anxiety and anger from abuse, which is sad.
Okay.
But art and sex are heavily related. They're both a desire to create. When the child is blocked from being their own person by an overbearing caretaker, this dream is sometimes dreamt. The macrophile desires expression. They use their creativity and desire for expression to express what they feel, which is immense worthlessness. And then there's different things for people who enjoy being the giant.
Yeah.
But
I imagine there's, like, as with every kink, there's legs to it though. So that would be one leg off. There will just be somebody who's really attracted to women or men of a bigger build, or they would like the humiliation of being the small one in the relationship and taking that element of it away from them.
Completely. I'll dissect what this guy said, and then I'll go off on another leg, which I sort of heard. There's another podcast I listen to, not about sex, but there's a guy on there who's very small and his wife's very big.
Right.
And he talks about it.
Okay.
But from how I deem that is somebody, and you know, if you've had a really overbearing sort of matriarchal figure, and that's been like damaging for you, when you grow up, it almost becomes the thing that you shouldn't like.
Yeah.
Which is what a lot of kinks are. The thing that
you're
like, I shouldn't like this, and that turns you on.
Mummy's boys ends up wanting to be the submissive in a relationship because they've always been cared for in that sense. So it is a bit weird when you say it, that it kind of all stems from things that happened in your childhood, but it kind of does.
There's a lot of philosophy that bases themselves around that. But so from that point of view, you got somebody who's basically taken, and this is my interpretation, but somebody who's taken a sexual desire or a sexual sort of spin on something that's happened to them in order to regain sort of control over it, which I think is cool and a really good way to do things, and being able to enjoy that feeling that was bad before, which is cool.
Yeah.
The other leg is this guy I listen to, short, he's very funny, but always been sort of like hounded for being like 5'4", always been hounded. And then when he's with his wife and he's like, I just get picked up and thrown around. And that's because it's forever been his thing. So that's what other choices he had. It's not sexy for him to be dominant because he's never been dominant. He's like, I know I'm not dominant, so I just want to get like manhandled by a giant. And then if anyone wants to go and take a little deep dive into this, the art that people draw, one, is very, very good. And what that guy's saying about artists being very linked in this is very true, because the art is very good, but people enjoy the idea of like being squished and like being stuck between in a woman's underwear and being like drowned in their juices. Like, this is
what I mean. I think it has so many legs, this one.
Yeah.
Because something we actually spoke to somebody about this weekend about big feet.
Yeah. I completely forgot about that.
Even
I had no idea where you were going.
But that will kind of fall into the fetish episode, because they like the idea of having big, gigantic feet if feet's their attraction. Like I said, big women, very androgynous looking, tall women can be somebody's sexual fantasy. And then on the flip side, small women with giant men, like almost, what do they call them? Size queens in a way.
I think that's just because they like big dicks.
No, but there's an element of like the big man as well.
Yeah. And that goes into that, like, you completely lose all control. And I think that's the basis of that. If you were to be like drowned in a woman's pussy juices because she is like the size of Godzilla, you've got zero control over that. And it is that.
It's a very submissive kink, isn't it?
It's a very submissive kink. Yeah. And I feel like most kinks come back to that dom sub type thing, which we've spoke about loads before. If you're listening thinking, you talk about this all the time. Yeah, you listened to us on the last episode. That was months ago for us. So fucking cut us some slack. Let's get back into the swing of things and just shut up, basically, and enjoy it. But yeah, macrophilia, I like I say, I went in like deep dive on it. And it is really interesting. And I think it's a real good coping mechanism for people who have gone down what the guy on Reddit said to me about, have gone down that kind of path in life, unfortunately, and be able to cope with it and turn it into something that they are able to make positive for themselves, which I think's sick.
Cool.
So yeah.
Interesting one.
I enjoyed looking into it. And the art, again, I'm not into it, but there was some really, really well drawn stuff. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty good.
I reckon AI would be a good one to make some stuff up for that.
Well, they keep blocking AI from letting you make naughty pictures. You have to find I don't know. The AI I was using for picture design.
Did you try?
Oh, it was like stupid stuff. Like I wanted to have like a topless man doing something for something, not like,
of course,
not sexualized. It was just like a man doing something. And they were like, seems like this might be sexual. No go. And I was like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, I'm looking at Chris Hemsworth in the poster in our room because like it needs more wallpaper on my phone, you know. But no, anyway, right. So we've done that. You happy with that?
I'm happy with that.
Right, what are we doing next?
Moving into Naughty Corner.
Man, I've missed all of this so much.
For a recap, is our advice corner. You ready for the first one?
Hit me.
Okay, so me, 29 male, have been with my partner, 28 female, for 11 years. Never cheated and we're very happy. Before we got together in my late teens, I ended up having a foursome with a male and 2 girls. I also had sex with one of the girls a few times after. Fast forward a couple of years, and one of the girls from the foursome had started working with my now girlfriend, and they started to become really close friends. Fast forward a few more years, and I found myself in bed having a threesome with my girlfriend and the same girl I'd shagged and had a foursome with all those years ago. The 2 of them are now best friends, and my girlfriend has been asked to be a bridesmaid at her wedding. Do I tell my girlfriend that I've been with this girl plenty of times before that, and we're both actually super into each other? Side note, I'll often have a secret wank into bikini photos of her, even if my girlfriend's just asleep next to me. I enjoy the thrill, just like I enjoy the thrill of knowing I fucked her best mate. Am I the arsehole?
Okay. Wow. Unpacking.
Yes.
So first
you
of
are
all,
a bit.
Yeah. First of all, you must live in a really small town where this person you had a foursome with and fucked a few times years ago is now working with your missus.
I mean, yes and no. I'm from a town with 90,000 people, and that could happen for sure.
Yeah,
like
but your
they're all
town's
small.
got like small town syndrome.
All right.
So's my town, to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Town's a town.
Yeah. So, are you the arsehole? In short, yes. Because let me give you my point of view. And
so he's asked a few questions here.
He has asked a few
So
questions.
he's asked whether one, he should tell his girlfriends that he's fucked the best friend.
The fact that he's thinking about saying that means he's an arsehole.
Yeah.
Why would you bring it up? Why would you need to? Oh, by the way, you're really happy with your best mate now, and you're going to be a bridesmaid at her wedding. She's met someone and she's getting married, and they're really, really happy. Guess what? Why would you do that?
Yeah, but also I feel like in this, you can't turn back the hands of time, but you should have told her the second she mentioned, oh, I've got a new friend at work. You'd be like, oh, fucking hell.
But they both fucked her anyway. So your girlfriend's obviously like, yeah, but your girlfriend's obviously very open and understanding of like sexual desires and stuff. But to do it now, it gives you nothing other than just throwing a grenade, one into their friendship and potentially into this other girl's relationship.
I agree.
There's
so
absolutely no need.
No to, do I tell her?
No, fucking hell. I can't think of anyone that would say yes.
But for anyone listening that could find themselves in this situation,
tell them early.
Tell them at the earliest opportunity.
It's not comfortable, but it just, yeah. If says they're really happy and they've been together how long?
11 years.
They've been together 11 years?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. All right, been together 11 years. That's like a pucker committed relationship.
Mm-hmm.
If it's so easy to just be honest and deal with the discomfort and deal with the shit initially, we're telling somebody that, then having to
it's almost
keep
like
a web of lies.
That's it. And it's almost like if you was to tell her now, there's going to be an element of distrust there. Although you haven't lied to her, you haven't told her the truth.
No, exactly. And then having a sneaky wank having a wank next to your missus is sound. I'm sure lots of people think about other people. But looking at her best mate, who again is engaged to somebody else,
Bikini pictures. Ugh.
Yeah,
there's so much content out there to wank to. So much.
Literally that.
Do not choose the one person who she's going to be a bridesmaid.
Yeah, but that's why he likes doing it.
It's the thrill of it, isn't it?
I get it in that sense, but nah.
Sounds like this guy. He's had foursomes. He's had threesomes with his missus. He's been a bit of a boy at one point. He obviously likes the thrill when it comes to sex. He doesn't like a vanilla life. So it sounds like he might. I'm not sticking up for him here, but maybe he needs to fulfill himself a bit more or have a little bit more excitement.
But his partner's obviously up for that as well. If they've had sex with that girl together, why don't what's your let me first of all, if this chick's getting married, would that couple be up for a foursome?
Okay.
And then are you comfortable with that guy fucking your missus? Secondly, forgotten what I was going to say. Secondly, I should have gone with secondary first. Fuck. But yeah, are you okay with that? That's what I was going to say. Secondly, how would you feel? How would you feel if one of your pals who you're like really close with and got like get on like a house on fire with, and just out of the blue, you're about to be like best man or groomsman at his wedding, and your partner just goes, oh, by the way, no need to tell you this at all, but I fucked him a fair few times a few years ago or like years ago. And also, just so you know, I masturbate next to you looking at pictures of him. Like, yeah. I don't think you'd be okay with that. So like, yeah, like, bro, you know the answer to this question.
Yeah,
you know the answer to this question.
Do. Just for like my own sake of mind, can you stop looking at her pictures while you wank, please?
You say you're like really into each other, and that's maybe the case. We don't know.
No, he said that he's really into the best friend.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He's saying that him and the best friend are into each other.
That's not cool.
But then, is it a case of the best friend's just kind of nice and is sound, and he sees it as something?
Yeah, there's no backstory.
Probably feel like you're under fire here, and you kind of are, because you know, if you want to get the truth from people's opinions, or you want to understand our opinions, we're going to tell you how it is. But nah, man, you got to cut it out.
Yeah, cut it out. You're in an 11-year relationship. Keep going for that if you're happy. If you're not happy, yeah. What do we like to tell people?
Yeah, sometimes, don't waste anyone's time anymore. But I'm sure everything else is good in your life, and I get that there's this little sexual side to the side of it. But I don't know. You need to work this out by either communicating it, not communicating it, because I'm telling you not to say anything.
I just feel like I said, there's so much content out there that you can wank over, and if you go for something else and stop looking at her pictures, that's going to become the norm quickly. So just pack it in and don't tell her anything.
It's very rare that we tell people to stop doing things sexually on this show, but that is it's not cool, man. Sorry, bro. You're not going to love it, but yeah, you're the asshole. Deal with it.
Right, next one.
What's next?
Hi guys, thanks for the pod. I'm learning heaps. I'm female and have been in a same-sex marriage for many years. We've recently opened up our relationship and I've discovered I'm bi, not gay. I've noticed that I'm into some of the same things as Luke. I love the feeling that I'm doing something dirty or naughty. What I've noticed is that pre-orgasm, I'm totally up for anything, and afterwards the same things make my skin crawl. For example, a guy was going down on me and I really wanted him to kiss me after so I could taste myself on his lips. But when I came, he moved up to kiss me and my brain went, gross, don't come near me. Any ideas what's going on?
So this is an understanding that a lot of men will get, and it's commonly referred to as post-nut clarity.
Mm-hmm.
So you're really into something because you're the same as me. You're like, I like it. It's wrong, it's dirty, it's naughty, this shouldn't be good. Yeah. And it's really good. And then that sexual part of your brain, that naughty part of your brain switches off, because
you've got what you want from it.
Yeah, the hormones are released. Mm-hmm. And then you go back to a logical sense of thinking of, I don't actually really like this.
Yeah.
And that's totally normal.
It's completely normal.
It's totally normal.
An example being, Luke has this all the time where we'll talk about things, and then once it's over, we'll go, well, we don't really need to talk about it again.
I don't want to do that.
No, I don't want to do that.
Don't ever bring that up again, please. It makes me sad. Yeah, it's...
I would say as well, so she's been in a same-sex marriage for many years and she's realised that she's actually bi and not gay. She's still exploring almost that area with a man that she hasn't had for so long. And there might be some things that are a bit icky as well to her, especially, you know, she's not a full straight woman that absolutely loves everything about men. She could just like elements to do with men and the sex and the pleasure that you get from men.
Sounds to me, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds to me like the idea, obviously you're bisexual, cool, but it sounds like the man side of things is the dirty, naughty, shouldn't like this kind of things.
Yeah.
And that's like, as soon as that switches off, it's like, yuck, a man.
Yeah.
Like, I guess my question would be like, if your wife went down on you and then wanted to kiss you,
would you
be okay with that?
Yeah.
Or if it was another woman, would you be okay with that?
Well,
and if you're okay with that, then maybe it's like you said, it's working out where on the sort of that spectrum where you are. Because there isn't just like straight, bi, gay. There's not three points. There's like, yeah,
there's parts that you like more
I'm
in
heavily
each.
lent towards
Well,
women over
men. I was just going to say, obviously I'm bisexual, but there's some things that we've discussed with me with women where I've gone, I'm not really too into that.
Yeah.
Whereas there's other things with women, I'm like, yes, please, now.
Yeah, we need to do yes, please, now again. But yeah,
I feel like you just said, it's a spectrum. You haven't just because you're bisexual, you haven't just got to like men and women. You can like elements of each of the sexes and the pleasure that both of them bring.
Yeah, and I think it feels, and again, we've only got a very small paragraph, and I don't want to like assume your sort of sexuality or journey, but it feels like maybe that man side of things is, yeah, I want to fuck a guy, but then the man may be the issue in this. And yeah, I think for me, and I can very much relate, my thing is, do the things that you want to do whilst you're still horny.
Yeah.
Don't come until right at the end, and then you can go, oh my God, please don't, let's never discuss this ever again, please.
And something I'll say from our experience with a similar realm of this, the things that are really naughty that you do want to do, don't sit on them for a long amount of time going, I want to do that at some point. Just get it over and done with now.
Yeah.
So if that's an example being, you could say, oh, I want a threesome with my wife and a man, if you haven't already, rather than sitting for months going, we'll do that eventually, to the point of you put yourself off because you haven't done it. Just go ahead and do it straight away. As soon as you got that thought, be like, right, do you want a threesome next week?
Yeah. Or it might be, like you might be like, I've never really tasted a man's cum before, and I really want to do that. But as soon as you come, when you're in your like non-horny logical state of thinking, you're going to be like, I don't like that.
Yeah, seize the opportunity.
Exactly. Yeah. Get someone to come in your mouth and then be like, yep, didn't like that.
Not doing that again.
But, in that moment, just seize it. Exactly it. Because the more we sit and ponder on things, the more then it becomes almost an issue instead of an exciting thing that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
And then it becomes like an internal struggle. And that can be really difficult to deal with. So, yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong.
No.
There's no real way to overcome it other than, I would say, do the things you want to do whilst you're horny, and then literally the orgasm. This is how a man lives sexually, by the way.
And just touching on something you said earlier about tasting herself on his lips, and you said, would you feel the same way if you was doing it with your wife? Maybe you could try a few things that with your wife as much as you can, that exact example. And if you like it with your wife, then maybe try it with a guy. You know what I'm saying? Because you're obviously going to be super keen to do anything with your wife as opposed to a random stranger.
Yeah. That's a really good idea. Yeah. So if you find those things, then but she's obviously going out sexually exploring.
Yeah.
You know? And I think hats off to you and your wife for coming to, that conclusion for whatever reason that you've decided to open it up and allowing each other to explore. And it sounds like there's the fact that the issue is, you basically got post-nut clarity. it sounds like it's working for you both.
Yeah.
And you're being able to explore. So
I love to hear it.
A round of applause for you guys. But yeah, feel free to update us on what you think. Remember, everything we say is just our opinion. We are not experts. My counselor's always telling me, like, you do tell people you're not an expert, don't you? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, cool. So yeah, but please come back and update us if you so desire.
So talking about updates,
do it.
We have one.
We got an update.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me about this.
Okay,
How long have you been sitting on this?
So long.
Oh my God. Let's hope they still listen.
Do you know what? I haven't actually read it for a while, so I'm just going to freeball it.
Okay,
Let's go for it. Hi, Chelsea and Luke. Just wanted to update you from my first submission from one of the first episodes. I asked any advice on how to get my partner to be more kinky and adventurous. You both suggested communicating. Well, I did that, and since then we have both been much more kinky and adventurous. So just wanted to say thank you for the advice. It's helped us out a lot, so much that my girlfriend now listens to the podcast as well. Love
I know
that.
This is an audio sort of spectrum, but my hand's in the air, my head's bowed. I feel like a fucking god right now. And the most simple piece of advice, just it's literally the bit of advice we give the most.
Yeah.
Communicate. And again, that thing of what we just said of, if you wait and allow something to build up, it becomes an issue. So if I like thought in my head, like, Chelsea's not, I really want to do this, or I really want to like explore this avenue, and I can't tell Chelsea.
But you will come up with so many different scenarios of things I could say back to it as well. And you almost like go around in circles of,
I spiral out of control.
Yeah.
Well, the listeners don't need to know how badly I spiral out of control. Right? I can be a fucking mess. But the easiest thing to do is say, like, oh, actually, I've been feeling like this. I actually really want to try this. And they might turn around and go, that's not me. And you go, okay, cool. How do we find the middle ground? Because there's something I want, it's something you don't want.
It's compromise as well. So it's conversations and compromising.
Yeah.
You never, we're quite lucky because we'll say, I want to do this. And the other one will go, yeah, all right then.
Yeah.
Whereas some people, like you say, might not be completely cool with it. Therefore, you find the middle ground. Okay, I know you don't like that, but there's an element of that I quite like that, isn't too crazy. And that's where you find your compromise.
I love it. You've just perfectly explained compromise to everybody. Just in case
no one knew the word.
Yeah, just in case they didn't understand. No, that's exactly what it is. So no, thanks for the update. That's the kind of shit we love.
Yeah, love hearing that.
People you don't understand. People get in contact with us asking for your updates. So if you have like written in, we do get a lot of submissions, and we do try and cover as much as we can, but we don't want to bore you all too much. We don't want to be one of those like 3-hour podcasts. But we try and do as much as we can. But people want updates.
Yeah.
My mates ring me. And also talking about stuff that haunts us. Not that we are.
Yeah.
We need to like kill Starbies.
You want to go for a Starbies?
Shut up. It needs to get done. I still get it now. I'm still getting it. I got a text last week. Moving closer to you, mate. Be like great to hang out with you guys all the time. We can get Starbies. I'd completely fucking forgotten about it.
I can't even remember why I said it.
All I know is it brings like a blinding rage to my brain, and just Jesus.
Oh, I love that people still use that. That's great.
It's murder. Honestly, it's murder. People Instagram me. People just DM me. Just my mates. Just be like, Starbies, lol. And I'm like, what? It's not even a funny fucking joke. But it gets me. They fully got me. It's in my head. Right, what's next?
Oops, wrong hole.
What's that again?
Stories.
Okay. I knew. I just wanted you to recap it for everyone else.
That was so passive aggressive. Stories, you fucking idiot.
You moron. Look at me in the eye, you dumb little bitch.
Right, I've got quite a few. Because they've built up over the months. So I'm just going to breeze through them. So first one. When I lost my virginity at my crush's house, I hadn't had much experience with many things sexual other than sneaking in What?
Take a moment, okay? I'm not editing this out. Everyone's going to know what I have to deal with when I do editing.
Oh, okay, I've read it now.
It's your job to do before the pod.
When I lost my virginity at my crush's house, I hadn't had much experience with many things sexual other than sneaking in hyper-coloured porn on the TV late at night. It's like Babe Station and stuff.
Oh, fuck.
He's watching.
I thought it was like hentai.
No. So when it came to using a condom, I wasn't the most graceful. Getting it on was tricky, but I managed to fumble my way through. The sex was awkward enough, to say the least, and after I came, flinging the condom in...
You said you read this. You said you read this. Are you laughing at the story or are you laughing at your inability to read? I'm not editing it out, Chows. I'm not doing it today.
Sorry. Filling the condom to the brim, my partner left to go to the bathroom. With no idea how to gracefully remove the condom, as in rolling it back up, I had unrolled it initially. I ripped the condom off and flew out massive globs of cum all over the room. Her shoes, her bag were all painted. I freaked out and I wiped what I could with a shirt and I prayed that she never use a black light for any reason. I still laugh to myself about it to this day. Amazing. Oh,
once you got it out, that was a great story.
I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm not a man. And I've never lost my virginity with a penis.
Yeah.
But that must be such a nerve-wracking experience for every young lad to go through, like, especially if you haven't Googled how to use the condom or...
Why would you need to Google it? They show you in school.
I skipped all them classes.
You skipped a lot of classes, my love. No, but then also, like, you listen to, like, J. Cole, Wet Dreams, tune I love. He talks about it like he knows he's going to be going to bang for the first time, so he's practicing putting the condom on and off.
Yeah, but...
As soon as my dick was big enough, I was practicing putting a condom on and off.
But did you fill it and then take it off?
That's a good point.
This is what I mean. Like, it must be such a nerve-wracking experience.
That's a freaky little kid. Be in the bathroom with like a chocolate-coloured condom, sniffing my fingers after putting it on, being like, that doesn't smell like chocolate.
Why did you have a chocolate-coloured condom?
That used to be the thing back in the day. Do you not remember, like, flavoured condoms?
Yeah, but they were coloured. The colours of the fruit.
Yeah. Looked like I'd just done some real dirty anal.
I went to a shop in Amsterdam. People have probably seen this. It's a condom shop. And they have the most like ludicrous condoms in the world.
I've been to Amsterdam like 6 times and I've never been to that shop.
Yeah, so I bought some back for all my friends. And I bought each one based on their personality. So a friend of mine, I bought a little...
I'm thinking of one of your friends and I would just get her a vanilla one.
Oh, stop. I bought one of them like a little puppy and it had like actual ears that came off the top. And
that just sounds messy.
Yeah. Anyway. Anyway.
Good story. Sorry. We haven't done this in so long. We're pent up. We just want to get it off our chest.
So next one. I was on vacation celebrating my 30th birthday in Greece with my family. My friend and I went out for the night to have some fun. While out bar hopping, the bartender thought I was hot. After a night of free drinks, we hooked up briefly in the bathroom. It was too small to do too much. We both got a ride back to our hotel on separate Vespers, me with the bartender and my friend with the bouncer. While on the back of the Vespa, he starts fingering me. It was so good until it wasn't. We got off the Vespa and he lifted up my dress to start having sex with me when I realised my formerly white dress is now all red. As he ripped me trying to finger me and I'm bleeding everywhere. I took a few days to heal and I've not worn white since. Jesus, that was not what I was expecting.
Oh my God.
Poor girl.
What? Look.
Some men, it depends on the age of these blokes, but some men just don't know what they're doing. They get carried away like it's a porno.
He's driving a fucking Vespa. What? Like, for me, again, what? Yeah, exactly.
I'm doing the motion because everyone can't see.
This is audio. It's just an audio platform at the minute. We're not recording it at the minute, like for YouTube. But what?
How's he doing that? What? Actually, do you know what? I take it all back. He's a skillful man. He rode a Vespa.
And fingered.
And
he drove the Vespa.
Yeah.
No, I thought she was going to wank him off.
That would have been so much better.
Yeah, that'd have been perfect.
Oh, how perfect! Like two-hander.
Exactly. If he was equipped, yeah. But Jesus, that did not go the way I thought it was going to go. You think you'd know? She must have been absolutely wankered.
Yeah.
To not know that you're getting torn, not getting ripped by this dodgy barman's fingers. That still smell of tequila and.
So it's also now giving me the ick because he had long fingernails, I'm assuming.
He must have. Right, top tip for the lads. Just make sure your fingernails are trimmed. Okay, that's nothing There's nothing worse.
No, look, if you like that look and it's for you.
Oh, yeah. But then still
power
get
to
manicured.
you. But if you're going to put them inside a woman's very delicate, fleshy vagina.
Fleshy? Fucking hell, that was fucking disgusting.
Please trim them.
Oh no.
Right, shall I move on?
Yeah, please.
Recently moved in with my mum to
Fucking hell. Oh no.
Recently moved in with my mum and 2 sisters in a busy household. Sorry. As they went out, I thought, great, alone time. I have a huge silk fetish and one of my sisters has silk pajamas.
Oh my God. Okay, I can deal with this.
So I got naked.
Obviously.
Wrapped myself in her silk bedding and pajamas.
Yep.
And I played with myself.
Okay.
10 minutes go by when my sister come in as she forgot something to find me in the middle of ejaculating over her nightie and bed sheets. Needless to say, I was allowed to keep the nightie and bedding after that. I couldn't love my brother anymore. This is the thing, like...
The conversations after that.
Again, power to this bloke. He knows what he likes. He's found his
100%.
kink. But don't steal your family members.
Your sister.
Oh.
Sexualizing. Look,
This sounds
good
like
for him. That was funny. Yes.
great start to a porno.
No, that's Step Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
The real stuff's illegal.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. Don't. Oh,
Doesn't
you've got brothers.
It depends what state you're in America, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're not in America. We're very obviously in England.
Yeah.
And it's illegal. You sick fuck.
I didn't like that one.
I think the silk stuff, sound, rolling around in its sound, it's just the fact that it smells of your blood relative. That's the thing that is challenging. But thank you for sharing.
I've just seen a word in the next one and I don't know where this is going. So
okay,
I know.
you put this stuff together.
Yeah, like before Christmas.
Jesus.
I used to have one of those old analog soda stream machines where you just press the button and the bottle screwed in. A few times I put way too much carbonate in the water and it was almost boiling with CO2. I told my girlfriend at the time to hold a bunch of it in her mouth and sucked my dick to see what it feels like. That was a terrible idea. Repeat, terrible idea.
That was very unique.
Wow.
So an overcarbonated fizzy drink.
This is bored
That's gotta be
teenagers
horrible.
back in the millennium. 100%.
Yeah, the fact that he's still rocking a soda stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like circa 2009. But yeah, why would you think that would be good? Do you remember people used to talk about, I don't know if this was ever a thing when you were growing up, but they'd be like, yeah, you get like a girl to, do you remember like fizzy rocks, like pop in and stuff?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, girl with a mouthful of that, and then you put your dick in there.
That can't feel nice.
It's got to feel horrible for everybody.
It hurts your tongue sometimes if it hits the wrong place.
It's sharp little sugar granules. The one thing I don't want on my dick is sharp
Did you
little
try
granules.
it?
No, I never tried it because I wasn't
Shall
dumb.
we?
I mean, we can. Maybe I'm a little bit dumb. No, I could see, I didn't see where that one was going, but I could see when you say it was a bad idea. I can feel it. I can feel it. And
Yeah.
I don't want to feel it.
He was blood to his dick drunk. And blood to his dick drunk and just thought, that's a good idea.
He was horny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what, being horny is just being like sex drunk. You're like, you know what? That is a great idea. Yeah, do ram that up my ass.
Yeah.
And then 10 seconds later, you're like, I'm not horny anymore.
No, I didn't like that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, last one. College party. Booze was flowing like the Amazon. We hear a high-pitched scream. We all run out to see what it was. Some drunk, naked chick clutching her clothes run past us and out the front door. Inside the bedroom was a guy freaking out, wiping chocolate off his face.
Oh, it's not going to be chocolate, is it?
But it wasn't chocolate. They were having a sloppy 69 with him on the bottom. She had a massive orgasm and it rained yesterday's sloppy Joe shit right onto his face. It started a chain reaction of vomiting.
Yep.
Yeah, I puked too. So would you. Oh dear. Imagine orgasming so hard you shit yourself.
Don't.
Have you?
No, but I've experienced something. I don't want to talk about it.
We don't need to talk about it.
You know, and I don't want everyone else to know. But yeah.
But imagine, like,
that reminds me of a story actually.
Okay, give me it.
It wasn't me. It was when I was younger, sort of in my early 20s, people I'd hung around with, and they were having a party at someone's house, and one of the girls, her boyfriend decided they were like going to do anal. He's given apparently a very good time, and then when he pulled it out, like just shit all over the girl's house's parents' bed.
Oh no.
Mortified, showered, cleaned as much as they could, and then when the parents came back, apparently they were like, I know you've been up to something, guys, because there's curry spilled all over our bed and we can see it on the mattress. And the girl who owned the house, or whose parents owned the house, was like, yeah, we just had a curry night in bed. We're sorry. Like, it was disgusting. So much easier than the truth. So yeah, it happens. I've kind of I secondhand witnessed it.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah. So that was.
I just feel a little bit traumatized from that. She orgasmed so hard that she
from a 69
from her bowels just like gave in.
If she's drunk, you know, and if she's like, if she has eaten something dodgy, you know, maybe she's had like some of your spicy cooking or something, and but fair play to her for like taking the ride, because if someone goes, "Do you want a 69?" and you think, oh, I might need a shit, you know, you can say no. You can say no. It's okay. You know, he'd just be like, no, just go down on me. It's okay.
Even then it's risky.
It is risky. It is risky. But right, so that's the first episode back. Done. How'd you feel?
I feel good. How do you feel?
I feel like we're knocking off the cobwebs.
Okay, good.
I feel like we're back to like episode 2, where we were like a bit, wasn't fluid.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. I'm not editing it. I'm not editing. No, people are going to hear how bad you are at reading shit. Okay. But yeah, so if people
follow us on social media.
That's what I was about to say.
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Ironing Out the Kinks, all one word. You can follow us on YouTube, which is either Ironing Out the Kinks, all one word, or IOTK pod. And submissions through our website, iotk.fun, F-U-N.
F-U-N, because we're fun. And we have fun.
Yes.
You have to have fun. But no, thanks so much for listening. We know it's been a little while, and we're just so happy to be back doing this stuff, and we hope that people can find a little bit of good stuff in what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So with the amount of listeners we've generated, I think people do find good stuff, because we've done really well.
I will learn to speak for the next episode.
Yeah. And we'll get the cameras back up and rolling, so everyone can see our beautiful faces. Well, your beautiful face and my lucky face. Right, guys, thank you so much. And we'll see you in a week. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.